What's up, everybody? It's your boy Rain Omega, aka Mr. Watch of the Bravo Go podcast and Bravo Go Gaming. So I had been meaning to do this. I'm actually a couple days behind. I wanted to upload a little video of the starter area launching Black Desert Mobile. So that way people who have not seen the game or are interested in maybe trying it out can check it out and also kind of give my first impressions of the game. So here I am, I'm at the character select screen. I had uploaded some videos before of some character creation, so if you'd like to see that, go ahead and take a second and go look on our channel and check it out. So yeah, we're just gonna, kind of check out how the game plays out. There will be some slight story spoilers. But, it's MMOs to me are kind of, there's usually good story, but for me, it's really more the experience of playing with other people and creating kind of memories like that. All right, so I opted to go with the Giant. Here I am loading in. Apparently, something happened, and here I am waking up on the beach. All right, as you can see, it's just a little tutorial. While the tutorial's going on, I wanted to kind of give my first impression of the game. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with mobile games as a whole. I don't spend a whole lot of time playing games when I'm outside of the house, But I have had some transport time lately on the bus and whatnot. So they hit me with kind of like this Black Desert Mobile was coming out, and I had wanted to play the initial, Black Desert Online. I wanted to play it on PC, but my PC could not run it. And then, I've been meaning to play it on PS4, but like I said, I haven't had a system for a while. So they hit me with the mobile, and I'm like, shit, all right, perfect chance for me to get in on the series. And I will say that after playing the mobile game, I am interested in checking it out on console, just to kind of see the differences and everything. So be on the lookout in a little while for probably comparison videos and things like that. So yeah, I'm watching the gameplay here as I'm going through, flubbing with the menus. There's a lot of unnecessary stuff in this video, but, hopefully you'll be patient. And I'm just going through like the basic tutorial quest, getting introduced to all the functions and things like that. So yeah, my first impression on the game, I guess I would say I like it. Like I said just a second ago, I'm not familiar with mobile gaming, so I don't really have a benchmark to compare other mobile games to this. I played a little bit of Perfect World Mobile. I like that all right, just, but I haven't played it anymore. I played it like a handful of times and then I never went back. I don't know if that has any, bearing on the game's quality. But I do, like I say, I do play a lot of Forsaken World, so I still, I mess with PWI, but I just haven't really been playing a lot of mobile games. But the other day, actually, I was at the store and there was a guy in line in front of me, and he was playing. He had it on his phone, and I was like, "Hey, man, like, what are you playing?" He's like, "Oh, I play Witch," and he was on the same server as me, so I got his information. Random way to like bro it up in the middle of the convenience store. But I linked up with them, not in this video, but later on my Ranger. I've been trying to play with them. They're hardcore about the game. Like they're already like level 50 and up, and I'm like, I'm level 12, so y'all gonna have to bear with me. But again, like I said before, man, the core or the soul of MMO gaming to me is like building relationships with people and interacting with the player base, and just kind of forging your own experience, creating your own story with the character of your choice. So yeah, man, like I say, I'm just kind of trying to take it all in. Right here, I'm going through like, all the little notifications. If you don't know about me, I have mild ADD and OCD, so I'm very particular about. I hate notifications. As you can see, notifications popping up on my phone. I still haven't found a way to disable those. Because I struggle with wanting to get my notifications for all my social media and being able to interact with all the people I interact with on social media, and then wanting to create a clean video experience. But yeah, like I say, I hate notifications. I hate like icons and stuff like that. So anytime I can eliminate a notification, I will do that. But also I'm going through the menus and trying to figure out, just trying to get my bearings on the game as a whole. Yeah, so I mean, I did a couple of play sessions. I'll be uploading a video here in a minute, probably either tonight or tomorrow. The first story boss, so you know you can kind of get a. They have a boss rush feature, which is like, you know, when you finish a particular boss, you have the option to go back and use what they call boss tickets to play the fight again for better gear, higher difficulty rewards, and stuff like that. So I had, you know, I did the first boss on my ranger, and then I was like, well, you know, I kind of want to get that on a recording of that to kind of give people an idea of what to expect. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna stick with the game like a hardcore player, but at the same time, I did want to get some footage out there. Because one thing I noticed with Forsaken World and older MMOs is that, you know, the peer support kind of dips off, and there's really not a lot of like tutorials, how to, you know, explaining the mechanics and stuff like that. I couldn't find hardly any content on Forsaken World, which is not enough to deter me from playing the game because I actually like the game. But I figured I'd probably try to kind of stay up on the front end of this Black Desert Mobile, and you know, kind of give you guys just some little stuff here and there. And again, like I said, it's a good game. It's really user friendly. As you can see, you know, the menus are kind of, you know, real cut and dry, real clean, very well explained, all the tool tips and stuff like that. So, you know, I haven't really encountered a lot of confusion as far as like the game mechanics are concerned. Combat is pretty straightforward. You know, we'll get into, you know, like you have move sets, and you can flip back and forth between your move sets on the fly as long as you have the dexterity. And I struggle with, you know, probably because I just haven't played a lot, with having fat ass thumbs and fucking flubbing my controls mid fight. So yeah, I just did a little bit of skill upgrading and stuff like that, and I'm over here, you know, just getting the tutorials, which is good, but it doesn't really seem necessary. The game is not very complicated. Any player who's familiar with MMO gaming will, you know, you kind of understand the concept of skills, cooldowns, GCDs, OGCDs, buffering, all these, you know, like gamer terms and stuff like that. So then, you know, traditional MMO stuff, they got me fighting some bugs and shit like that, basic shit, you know, MMO world stuff. I like the giant now that I have a little better understanding. I usually always play a ranged character to start so I can get an understanding of the combat mechanics and difficulty of games and stuff, and then I go back in with melee, DPS, or tank, and then eventually I always get to the magic. I'm probably gonna delete the knight that I made, or the warrior that I made, and roll a witch so I can kind of get an idea of the magic. But I also struggle with wanting to have male characters because I don't usually play female avatars, not for any particular reason, just because that's just how I do things. So yeah, you get to upgrade everything. You don't really have to do a lot of menu navigation in the beginning because, like you see right there, it gives you the option to just equip things as you get it. You don't have to like really go in, and you don't get a lot of stuff to start off. So I'm like, okay, boom, easily equipped. You know, you have your quest log. The map is actually really detailed. I don't know if you can see it up there in the corner. You can actually go into the list and tag you can tag NPCs, you can tag enemy types, because you get experience for exploring the world. Basically, you get experience for talking to different NPCs, whether they're like story related or quest related, or, you know, vendors. You get experience for, you get knowledge is what they call it. You get knowledge for every type of monster you fight, and then you get titles and stuff like that for killing groups of monsters. I got a black spirit, which is that little thing right next to the HP and MP bar. It's kind of like your, what would I call it? It's a little spirit that kind of gives you, you know, guidance, and he's part of the story, and also he kind of has his own mechanics, and he has quests and stuff like that. So he gave me a quest where I had to kill 200 of any particular type of enemy. And as I was killing these foxes, I got like 3 different titles based on the amount of foxes that I had killed. So, you know, pretty traditional stuff. If you played an MMO or an RPG for that matter, none of this stuff is going to be really brand new to you. Or if you're familiar with Black Desert on console or on PC, I'm sure this is probably not new to you. But overall, really solid game. So, you know, you have the navigation on the ground. You can, you know, you click tab, navigate, you know, like if you click on an NPC, it'll automatically run you to the NPC, so you don't have to spend a lot of time using the D-pad. One thing I will make note of right now is that you see how like the combat kind of auto tracks based on, you know, see acquired knowledge right there. Kind of auto tracks based on what enemies are in your vicinity, so you know, you can fine tune it, and I think you can turn it off, the auto combat tracking, but when you go into instances, you don't have combat tracking. So I went into a couple instances as my ranger, and I'm just spamming arrows, not hitting a goddamn thing. And I was like, why am I not hitting anything? Because you have to actually aim, bro. Yeah, so, you know, just some little heads up there. If you know, it seems like Melee, in my opinion, is a little bit, I wouldn't say it's easier, but the combat tracking kind of makes Melee a little bit more streamlined to play, because you can kind of get in the middle and just start wailing, and it'll automatically hit stuff for you. So I don't know how the in-game content is. I don't know how any group content is. I'll probably be showing that stuff later on as I play it. Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff popping up, man, on the screen, and I apologize for that. Sometime in between this video and the next video, I'm going to disable that, or I'll probably find a way to go in and turn all my notifications off before I start to record some gameplay. Because honestly, that I have a pet peeve about content creators that do that don't fine-tune their experience, and I'm being kind of hypocritical about it by not doing it. So as you can see, I just did a little bit of mining. There's a lot of gathering. You know, you can mine, you can forage vegetables, you can log, like cut down trees and stuff like that. So I'm assuming there's a detailed like crafting. Oh, I will. I'm gonna upload a video of the camp tutorial. The camp system is really in depth, and I have a feeling I'm gonna spend a lot of time in there because I like stuff like that. I like growing crops, and like you can hire workers, and they all have special, you know, abilities. There's some really, really interesting game systems in this, which maybe it's just because I never played it, but I like how it all kind of flows together. So right in here, I'm messing with the Black Spirit menu. I have no idea what I'm doing at the time, and I'm kind of trying to figure it out on the fly. But as you can see, you know, you have leveling perks and all that. The Black Spirit menu is actually it's actually pretty in depth. So I opted to stop mining because I'm like, all right, I'm supposed to be showing gameplay, and I don't want to bore anybody. But I guess if you're interested in this game, you'll be interested in all the game systems, like all that vegetation that I'm running past. You can you know, gather that. And one thing I noticed too, the inventory system is distributed by weight, so you can carry a large amount of smaller things or a small amount of larger things, and you can also increase your weight capacity as you go along. So yeah, you know, I like that. I think a little bit better than bag space. Like, oh, I got 16 slots. And I can carry whatever the fuck I want to carry. I kind of like the fact that if I want to go out specifically to gather, I can carry tons of gathering materials because it doesn't take up that much weight. I haven't done that yet, but I might even, you know, I'll probably make a tune specifically for like gathering and mining and stuff if I can distribute the materials amongst my characters. You all know how to do that. Everybody knows about muling. If you play an MMO, everybody's got at least one mule. Okay, so I got a puppy. I don't know if y'all saw that. So I go up here, I'm petting this little puppy. They opted, you could pick between a cat and a dog, but I'm allergic to cats in real life, and I like dogs, man, so, you know, I opted to pick the dog. Yes, I like pets. And I will say that certain things, like your horse, your pet, and I think your Black Spirit level, they carry over between characters on an account. So, like, I did all this on my Giant. I logged out and logged in on my Ranger the next day, and my Ranger already had access to the horse to start and had the puppy following him around. So pretty cool, man. You know what I mean? Like, pet token, mischievous dog. This is my puppy. There he is. It's cute as hell. And then they give you the option to name the puppy. I randomized the name, and the first name that popped up was Chance, which is about to do that now. And I thought that was cute, so I kept it. Don't at me, bro. And I'm keeping the dialogue and text on the screen a little bit longer than I ordinarily would. That way, if you want to read it, you can. So pets do that. They gather stuff and they get pet skills. They say right there the skill set is randomized. I'm looking forward to kind of, copping some new pets. You can buy pets, I think. And I'm not sure if you can find them in the world. But also you can tame horses on your own. And I'm looking at some of these fucking pre-registration rewards. I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and get all this stuff. Because like I said, I cannot stand notifications. So if you ever see me doing shit like that in game, I'm Dars, my partner, my homeboy, he tells me, every time we play something, I spend like a lot of time adjusting my inventory. He's like, man, you always in your bags, because I hate my bag. You know what I mean? I'm like that in real life too. Like if I ever do later on like a gamer space / like living space tour, you'll see that all my stuff is very meticulously organized because I have OCD. So, and it's not severe. Like I don't have to touch the doorknob 400 times before I go out of the house. But certain like little things, like the way things are situated on the table. Not to go off on a tangent, but like all that stuff is kind of and that carries over to my gaming. Like my inventory, I'm always managing it. I do it like weird stuff by like size and color, and you know what I mean. So I'm always sorting my bags, and I'm going through all this shit and trying to figure out what it does. What you also real quick on the screen, the giant, there it is. That's that was the pre-registration bonus armor that I got randomly in one of the chests. So that is not the starter giant armor, but you know what? I'm all right with that because I love skins, I love costumes, I love fashion. Yeah, I'm going it. Boom. All right, so more questing. And the pet has like a food system and stuff like that, and so it's cool. Got another move. Weakling Hunt. I think it's like a charge. Yeah, I really like the giant characters, man. Because I myself, I'm not a giant, but I'm a big dude, so you know what I mean. Like I kind of gravitate towards characters that look like me. Big dudes, you weaklings, puny girly mons. Over here checking out the daily achievements, the daily tasks. And of course, there's a notification on achievements, so I'm going to go over there. I already know that because I cannot stand notifications. There it is. Quick claim. All those things you're seeing there, those black stones, those are weapon upgrade or weapon and armor upgrade stones. So like you use it increases the chance that your weapon will be able to upgrade. So like the first level upgrade only takes 1, then it takes 2, and multiplies as you go up in level. I haven't really been using them too much because I want to see like how often I get gear. I'm very big on not wasting my resources on shit if I'm gonna be getting new shit. So another thing I'll talk about real quick is the there's like a gear score system. I'll try to point it out the next time I pull up the menu, but basically you have what's called, I think it's conflict points. It's CP, basically. And your CP is like your gear score, and it'll kind of give you, I don't know what I'm doing right here on these menus. I think I was trying to turn my name off, yeah, because I don't like a bunch of shit on the screen anyways. But it gives you like an idea of your strength versus the strength of the area. It'll tell you like monster CP, boss CP, average CP recommended for an area when you go in, so you'll know without even having to kind of, which is good because it saves you some time. But I'm a good old-fashioned like go in and get your ass whooped. Oh, we're not supposed to be here type of dude. But it's good. It gives you like an idea, a gauge of your level versus the level of the area you're in. Like I'll show you later on when I upload the first boss battle. When I did it at the story, I was lower than the recommended level. It didn't mean that I couldn't finish the fight, but they recommend, especially in the early levels, that you upgrade your items, your gear, and your skills before you go into something. So you don't have a tough time and wonder why you're getting your ass handed to you. So here we are in the puppy tutorial. Kind of gives you, an idea. Right now my puppy's tier 1, so I'm uploading his tier 1 skill, which is a knowledge gain rate. And that's his feeding. As you can see, obviously next to it's a little puppy dog bowl. They say get pet, and basically when you go into the get pet menu, it gives you an option of like pets you can buy and stuff like that. I think I show that later on too. Yep, here we go. So I'm like, oh look, this is what we got. Shepherd, skinny black cat, brown guidehawk, skyhawk. I'm like, ooh, I want the shepherd. I like that. It's a real dog. But as you can see, it costs 400 pearls. Pearls are the real money RMC for this game. And then I'm like, boom, those are the RMC prices. And I'm like, I'm not going to spend no money on this game right now. I generally don't spend much money on free-to-play games anyways. If it means that I can't advance past a certain thing or I can't, like, play certain aspects of the game, that's fine with me. I'm not here for the completion. I'm here to play. Skill books. So yeah, skill books, they obviously, you go into your skill set and you can use them to upgrade and diversify your skills to give them like certain effects and, you know, damage buff and all that. We're about to go into the skill book upgrade section. Tutorials, man. Which is good to have this on deck so people can just kind of look at it and see what to expect. Because they do not, you know, once you go through this, you don't have to do it again on any other character on this account. So boom, using skill books, upgrade your skills. And I usually just use the all because if you got the money for it, it doesn't really cost a lot. So I'm like, all right, I'm going through kind of, yep, use all skill books, baby. Use all skill books, easier. And as you can see, like, you know, it gives you have like different categories of what can be increased. Boom. As you do it, it goes up on its own. And you can add like different effects. Those 3 orbs around it are different effects that unlock as your level unlocks. You can see one you unlock at 7, 1 at 10, 1 at 15. On the left hand side, there's the skill stats. It gives you an idea of what's up. That was my partner. Marcus Burnett. That damn Darce was texting me to remind me that we were supposed to watch the Game Awards, which I totally spaced out on and went out to get some food. But he told me I didn't miss anything, so that's good. And you got some skill combos here, which I still don't really know how to do. But, you know, combat proficiency is kind of that damn Darce. That's kind of his thing. I usually just spam. I fake it till I make it in everything. The only game that I tried to learn how to be proficient in the combat was Final Fantasy XIV. Right around patch 4.0, I wanted to start raiding. So I got my Bard and I went in the lab and I got my DPS up, man. I started working on DPS checks and gearing them up. And I actually did do some raiding in that game. So it's not that I can't fight. It's just that I don't really like to spend time training a video game. That's not the kind of player I am. I'm here for the superficial enjoyment. Alright, now we have a skill menu. There we go, some quest rewards that you can see. And let me tell you about this Black Spirit. He's a little cranky. And over there on the left-hand side, you can see my puppy and his level. I believe that's the experience bar going around it. I'm like, oh shit, okay, boom. Now we're going into our first instance. So, you know, you gotta go help the villagers take off some boars. So he's like, follow me. And I'm like, what you mean? So apparently that means go in the menu, but it doesn't. So I'm gonna follow him, follow the line on the ground that's very clearly marked, and kill some pigs. If you get a chance to take a second and look at the controller side, I'll be spamming buttons, dog. Like, I don't know what does what. I'm just in there in the middle spamming shit. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? It's not really difficult, just a quick defense mission where I'm in here fighting some pigs. A couple waves of this. Obviously, the mission objective is to protect the farm for some boars because they got a boar problem. There is a dodge roll button for those of you like, yo, I know you can dodge roll. I'm aware that I can dodge roll. I'm just fat and I be spamming the button. But yeah, right next to the first button, there's the default attack. And right next to it, you have 3 charges of a dodge roll, which I rarely ever use because I haven't had to use it yet. Like I said, I fake it till I make it. I don't use... I remember not to get distracted, but I remember one time when we first started playing, when Final Fantasy 14 A Realm Reborn came out, and I wanted to be a warrior. I was like, I'm gonna be a tank. And I was just standing in the AoEs. And I remember when some dude told me, he's like, hey man, you gotta get out of those AoEs. And I lost it. I got mad. I was like, fuck you, dude. I'll do what I want. Okay, so here's the Violent Boar. The Violent Boar is apparently the boss of this little situation. I should have just sat back and watched the NPCs kill him. I'm trying to roll a little bit, but I'm terrible. And apparently hopping on the fence was the way to go. Mission success. Don't judge me. So yeah, it was the first little instance. This is all starter zone stuff. Shortly after this, they send you to the next area, which is like your, got a new axe and a new title. You can auto-equip the titles. I don't know if they have any benefits yet. I haven't really looked into it. But they send you, shortly after this, they send you to another area. That's when you kind of get started. They take the training wheels off and you start your experience.
This necklace my father gave me should be able to help her. Can you take this necklace and place it somewhere?
Another title, Stop the Nightmares. So apparently we got to help this lady. She's possessed by the same thing that we are, which is the Black Spirit. Which apparently if you have the Black Spirit, you have bad dreams. So, go over here. It's all context sensitive. For those of you who don't like to have a lot of stuff on your screen, you can minimize the map. I'm pretty sure you can minimize the chat. The chat is so damn small though, like I barely even pay attention to it. There it is, minimizing the map. I'm like a psychic. Yeah, I didn't really, I just wanted to kind of dive in. I didn't take a lot of time to experience the menu. And I'll say, even just watching this back, that little flashing red icon, which is on like, there's a like a world boss and a zone boss, and they spawn at different intervals. And boy, let me tell you, that flashing red icon irritates the shit out of me. Because like I said, I don't like fucking notifications. But anyways, you gotta fight some wolves, and as you traditional fucking kill this many of this, or fetch quests, very MMO specific shit. And I'm just in here wondering like why I'm not getting no wolf kills, because these other motherfuckers over here spamming ranged attacks and my fat ass can't get no finishing hits in. So for those of you who wonder, yes, you have to get the finishing hit to get the kill count. Just in here, see how I got a title there, Wolf Charmer. That's the first level of the titles you get from killing wolves. So if you're a completionist or a title farmer or a mount farmer, this game's got a lot of stuff for you, man. So did a quick little kill quest on my way to plow the Logia farm. So yeah, while this is I'm just gonna, you see the video here. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my first impression while the footage plays out. All in all, man, it's a decent mobile game. I've only played a couple mobile MMOs. The connection obviously is really good. The graphics decent. Auto set to the statistics of your phone. They got 5 starting classes. I like the aesthetic. All in all, man, I mean, for a free-to-play mobile game, if you play mobile games, I would recommend picking this up. If you're not familiar with Black Desert, it seems like a good place to jump on. Like I said, it spurred me into wanting to play the console version when I get my PlayStation in the next couple days. I know I've been saying that for a couple days, but they said anywhere between the 8th and the 18th. And today is the fucking 14th, so eventually I'm gonna get my shit. So apparently in the game, oh, there we go. Something must have happened. But yeah, overall first impressions, very user-friendly, easy to play so far, very good. If you're casual and you just want something to play on your phone, it's not a bad look. Especially if you like this setting or this aesthetic, I would recommend it. And I'm gonna upload periodically some footage for like combat systems, boss battles, and stuff like that. I'm not gonna specialize in this game, but it's easy enough and accessible enough for me to kind of give decent updates while the channel is growing. So once again, my name is Rain Omega, aka Mr. Watch, Bravo Go Podcast and Bravo Go Gaming on all streaming platforms. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for rocking with us, man.